Hello, welcome to this video. In this video, we're doing a two-parter. That's right. In the first part of this video, we looked at Windows and Meta and see how can we work in VR and is it efficient to work in VR on QuickBooks? Well, I'll let you watch that video to make a decision on that. In this video, though, we're looking at the other ecosystem, Apple. Is it easier to work, or is it even efficient, or is it actually something worthwhile? Now, VR or AR, whatever you want to call it, is a great concept in the world of gaming and in the world of kind of entertainment. Love it, works really well. But from an efficiency point of view, is it something we can look at and we can start looking at in terms of something that's going to actually make our lives easier? With the world of QuickBooks and everything else, are we actually in a better position using something like a VR solution, especially when out and about and not sat at your desk? Is it the future, or is it just a gimmick? That's what this video is all about. In the first one, we looked at how Meta and Windows can kind of come together. In fairness, it's a bit unfair because I could have brought my Mac with me on that one as well, and I connected it there. The only one thing I think is I feel like this is a better fit when you're using the two ecosystems that work together. So without further ado, let's run the intro and let's get straight into thinking about what's going to be efficient, or is it efficient at all, using VR and QuickBooks. Let's have a look. Hello, my name is Aaron Patrick. I am a chartered accountant, a certified UK trainer with fancy new logo, that QuickBooks chap on the internet, head of accounts here at Bookkeeping, and also your friendly podcaster who goes live each and every Monday morning for Ask the Accountant. Now today we're going straight into it. We're going to figure out if VR and if QuickBooks is the right way for you. Is it something that's more efficient, or is it something that actually does not work? And for that, we're going to be using the Apple side of things today, and including in the Apple side of things is the wonderful world of Vision Pro. Now, first of all, we're looking at what's called AR. So the idea should be that you can see exactly what's in front of me now. I would say better quality than what we looked at in the Meta, but you know, it's not like for like. This though is what's called the AR functionality. Now, the way that it works within the Apple ecosystem is that it's primarily in AR, and it gives you the opportunity to say, let's bring Safari up because we're going to be using that later, aren't we? And let's stick Safari up over here, and I can build kind of extra bits and stuff, and I can bring through stuff from there. I can look at the news, I can go on YouTube. I can't open that screen there, so let's go with that one, let's go with that one. And here's my news, and I can go through, and I can kind of work with it. If I want to go into more VR side though, I can spin this around here, and I can go either halfway or all the way. But the idea is I'm now transported into a whole new area. And I think personally, compared to that Meta view that we looked in when we were in kind of that kind of house environment, I do like the fact that this looks so realistic. This looks like I am literally by a lake and I can get some work done if I needed to. Now, the whole point of this video is to look and see if this can be a professional way of doing things. And I personally think that yes, I could interact with here, and I can go to QuickBooks here, and you'll see that if I wanted to, I could close this down here, and I can make this as big or as small as I want. So I can make a nice little big screen here. Looks beautiful, right? And from here I could then sign in, and I could go to continue to sign in here, and I can go through that. Honestly though, I find that's quite a long-winded way of doing it. What you can do though, if I head out of VR, go into AR, move that there, move that there, is I can connect a keyboard and either a mouse, or in my case I'm using a touchpad, and what that does, in my opinion, is makes the whole experience even better. So let's go back into that VR area and bring this over to here, because what I can do now is, oh look at that, so much better. Let's just get myself connected in. Now straight away you'll notice that passwords and everything are already coming through, and authentication wise it actually uses my eye. So what it does is it finds my eye, and when you first set it up you kind of authenticate against your eye, and then you can go in and put that there. But as you can see, from an authentication point of view, it's working pretty well. I can put that there. And straight away, I am now working in QuickBooks. Everything's authenticated. Remember on the Meta and the Windows side of things, I was having to kind of jump in and out and find my password and going through from there. From here, I am straight in. And this experience is as buttery smooth as they come. I can jump into any part of QuickBooks, including the VAT section, interact with any aspect of the VAT area. If I've got payroll connected, I can jump into there. I can go and interact with my bank account and make sure that that's all been expended. And basically, I have the full experience, and I can make this as big or as small as I want. So I can have a nice small compact screen, or I can have this huge screen like this. And I can interact with it. And if I wanted to, I could even add a second screen. So maybe I want all my screens kind of split out like that. And I can split them in there and put that there. Basically, I can interact with this pretty nicely through here. And if I'm out and about, technically this is all I need. I know I need to bring the keyboard and mouse with me to be efficient. I don't need to, but I highly recommend do not try this without a keyboard and mouse, because I feel like that's by far the most efficient way of doing it. And when it comes to like understanding your business and looking at it and everything else, I jump into Performance Center in here. I am literally living and breathing these numbers now, right? I can see these graphs. I can interact with these graphs. I can go into them, look at them, all that sort of stuff, right? And when I look at reports, I can go into them, clicking into them, and I can just see them straight away. And there's something about being this close, and if I need to, really getting close to them and really understanding these figures. And if I want to interact with them, I can, it's interchangeable if I'm using my hand or if I'm going to be using my mouse and everything else. But when I'm looking to figure out, well, what are these? Are these correct? Are these right? I just look at them and I look into them. And from here, I can make adjustments. Am I right? Is this right? Should I be putting this director salary, or should I be changing my categories around? I can, if I wanted to, I can actually interact with this fully without needing to go through and needing to put items into place. When I was in the Windows side of things and I was going through from there, I wouldn't have dreamed of just putting down my tools and kind of go from there. The hand works so well, and it's actually using my eyes where I'm looking. Notice how that's now a nice white box. That's because that's what I'm looking at. And then I tap on there, I can go into it and I can open it up if I need to, look at the transaction. But then there's also the ability for me to, and if I kind of go through here, if I head into my thingy, I can actually go and connect directly to my Mac. So much easier. Now, this in front of me is what's called widescreen mode, ultra wide. And I can make this as big as I want. And literally, I now have everything that I was thinking. And the beauty of it is it somehow knows that now it's this keyboard and this mouse, even though my other mouse and keyboard are here. But I literally now can go in and let's review this transactions here. So here's an element I might want to put into my bank account. Here is a copy of QuickBooks there as well that I can kind of play around with and interact with. And I could have that there as well. And, in this particular scenario, maybe I'm also working with my an eBay element to it as well. So I can have an eBay report over that side, a transaction report that side, my QuickBooks in the middle, and I've got some elements of my eBay on there. So suddenly I've got full control now, and I'm able to see all of this here. And I'm still, don't forget, got the ability to have QuickBooks up there if I want to. And honestly, this is the best experience I can say in terms of being able to work with anything that's efficient when you're out and about. Because, I don't need to look around with my monitors or anything like that. I could sit anywhere and actually have all this in here. And all this is really sensitive information, right? Now, this actually isn't sensitive information. This is all redacted and everything else. But imagine I was really working with all this information, right? If I'm at a coffee shop or something and, trying to get this work done there, would I feel comfortable about having this just on my laptop? Or if I really do want to bring another monitor with me, would I be comfortable having that there? With this, no one else can see it. It's just me. I'm even looking at, recording my screen as well at the same time, so that you can see that that's going through. In fact, if I press record now, you can see that this here is being recorded and recorded on here. So I can then finish that there, and we can see that recording's gone through. I've got full access. I'm able to do everything in here, and it just works. When I was looking at that other solution, yes, it works, but I've got to jump through installing software on the computer and all that sort of stuff here. In this one, I've installed nothing. This is just the ecosystem just working, right? And at any point I can jump in and I can, okay, maybe I need to figure that bit out over there. And then I go to myself, well, actually, press this button here. Maybe I want some music going while I'm, while I'm listening or doing some work. Well, I could do that here as well. So I can just go through, find some music, put some of the Killers on maybe. Like that over there. I've got music playing now while it's going through. Stop the music if I want to. If I need to, I can come in and there's some of it. I can get my emails up, text messages up. I've got that whole ecosystem here if I want to. Look at my freeform notes and bring up some photos as well. Here's a photo that's come through, and it's it's all to do with my eBay reports, right? So here's some stock, here's the location and everything. If I've got this stock to include in here, I can have that to one side and I can deal with it if I need to. There's my stock item there, so I've got that to contend with, and I've got access to literally anything I want from here. Whole dashboard's there, everything's all working to go through, and it just, it's the equivalent really of having, and it's really the equivalent of having what it is that I need. But what do you think, right? Also, while that was happening, the whole of the screens on my laptop was switched off, which I think is a huge benefit of doing that. None of that information was available for the public to see, and I was able to put that into there. Now, again, I do recommend having some form of keyboard and mouse or keyboard and trackpad as I've got here, because I don't think the software, using your hand and everything can work, but I don't think it's still this little bit that slows you down, right? And this way, we've still got the ability to be able to use that keyboard, use that mouse while you're there. And here's just one more use case for you to kind of look at. Here's me editing the video we've just gone through. I've got the full chance to go through all of it. I can see all of the bits that I've just gone through. Everything's there, working, pretty much buttery smooth, like full element of it. There's me just going from there, but actually I'm sat in my front room, nice and easily. But I'm actually just sat in my front room and not upstairs in the office. Pretty cool, eh? The fact that it can connect to your Mac as well, and you've got that full screen, that ultra mode, I think it's an absolutely wonderful experience, and definitely a reason why I think works quite well. Now, realistically, would I recommend anyone goes out and buys this equipment? Is this a worthwhile investment? Probably not. But what you can see is there is a future in it, right? And if we get a more cost-effective version of this, if Apple does bring a much more, consumer product than this, which is ultimately a bit of a gimmick at the moment, but you can see where that could actually be really powerful. And from a productivity point of view, I do feel like there is now enough justification for it to be a product-driven transaction and product-driven element that means that you can definitely see VR, AR as something that in the future is going to be worthwhile. Now, out of both of them, where do I think this technology needs to be? I think we still need them to be in this sort of format, right? Here's what's called the meta glasses. And the idea of the meta glasses is that I can connect to Meta, as in the same Oculus one and everything else, but I'm using just these glasses. And the idea would be that I could actually, and those Meta glasses you can record from and everything else, but you can't see anything. But imagine all that technology was in these type of glasses, where I can stick these on, and actually I can now have projected onto my eyelids pretty much the screen. So I could kind of use this as a functionality of it. They're still a bit chunky, right? But they're far better and far more equipped than any of the others that are out there. But overall, the point of this video was to see, can you be productive in the world of QuickBooks using VR? And I think you can see that there's definitely work to be done, and there's definitely elements that don't quite work as well as they should do. But overall, we can definitely get work done in VR AR. Question will be is how quickly this software is going to be adapted, and how quickly we can get that software to be ready mainstream to be able to use it. Because if we can't get it to be mainstream, I'm not 100% convinced. Because if we can't get the adoption and we can't make it mainstream, I'm not 100% convinced people like Intuit are going to put too much work into it. Because wouldn't it be nice if there was a dedicated app on those devices? We have our QuickBooks app on our mobile phone and our iPads, and honestly, like with these two, brilliant functionality. But the idea of those apps then making their way to the metaverse or into the Apple Vision Pro app store are very unlikely, because the amount of people using them are so low, right? But if we had the apps, then they could start looking at different elements. You know, there's cameras built into these devices. Why can't we take our photos of what we need to do while we're using the apps themselves? Why can't we have that functionality built directly in there? If I had a dedicated app, I could have it running in the background maybe and quickly jump in and approve things, or looking, the idea of the app isn't to replace going in on your browser, it's to be an extension, right? So you can go in there and use it a little bit more differently. And I think we're close to having that functionality. We're close to having that as an option, but we're not quite there yet. And I think that's where we need to do. We need that adoption. We need more people to use it for people to really make the most out of it. But that's what I think anyways. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Would you ever consider doing your QuickBooks updates and running QuickBooks directly through VR AR, or do you think it's a step too far too soon? Love to know in the comments below. Let me know. And if you need any more information about the world of QuickBooks, you're already in the right place for updates, for anything to go through. Normally videos are about QuickBooks itself. This one's more about how to use QuickBooks, isn't it? But normally we go into everything that's to do in the world of QuickBooks. But my name's been Patrick. This video has been an absolute pleasure to do for you, and I'm sure I'll see you very, very soon in a video not too far away to do with the world of QuickBooks. And we've got some big updates coming, so now's the time to get yourself subscribed, liked, and all that sort of stuff to make sure that you're always in touch in what happened in the world of QuickBooks. My name's been Patrick. You guys have been awesome, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now. Hello and welcome to this new series. Hello and welcome to this video. 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 Alright, let's get it set. Let's do this. Oh yeah, you're right. Yes, I'm aware we go live every Monday.
The next generation is about everyone else that missed it.
Yeah. So current. All right, you've told us what you love about the industry, but what would you change about the industry?
Where do I start?
During that period of time, where did everyone turn to? Their accountant, right? Their advisor, their bookkeeper, and you all did phenomenal work for small business.